Today, the divine voice said, "Oh, ones in that crowd are the anointed ones. They're already a blessing, and they're ready to open their heart for more of life in this world." So I thank you very much for that. I have my picture here with RFK. I just want to tell you a brief story because of Dr. Kate. Dr. Kate is his dear friend, actually had a reception at her home for him. And he was having a thank you party in Charleston at Isle of the Palms for his supporters. And she couldn't make it. And she said, "Could you possibly go to Charleston to a reception with RFK and take my place?" I said, "I think I can." Yeah. And so I had an intern, Paul, and he drove me down there. And there's a beautiful beach house there. And I looked out, and there were 22 steps up to the deck. And I said, "Oh my." I said, "Now, Paul, now you go park over there and come back and get me and take me up the steps." And then we saw these well-dressed gentlemen coming down the steps, and they came to the door of the car and said, "Can we help you?" And I said, "Well, Dr. Kate Cavill." And he goes, "You're Dr. Kate Cavill?" I said, "No, I'm actually Dr. Jean Patan. I'm here taking her place because she couldn't make it." And she said that this would be a wonderful time to be with the supporters of RFK. And they said, "Allow us, madam," out of the car, escorted me up the steps on both sides of me, sat me on the couch 12 feet in front of where RFK was speaking. 30 people were behind at the buffet. They didn't let anyone else sit on the couch but Dr. Kate. And so I thank you so much. And so after he spoke, he put his hand out and he helped me stand up. And I asked him, I said, "What is the most important thing in your life?" And he said, "It is existential truth, truth that cannot be denied." And I said, "I'm a lifestyle microscopist. I see truth every single day, every single person, a truth that cannot be denied." And he said, "Then you are truly blessed." I said, "Yes, I am." So I'm thrilled to share that story. Now, when I knew I was coming here for this wonderful time with all the anointed ones, I wrote a letter to Dane. And I said, "Blessings to my avatar Dane. I am writing at the solar eclipse because it's time for soul wisdom to create transformation for our beloved planet. I am inspired to be a part of your mission to reveal existential truth. You and Robert F. Kennedy touched me at the deepest part of my being when you said, 'The morality of existential truth must be followed. Existential truth must lead the way, and it's our moral duty to serve it.'" Well, I'm seeing the poisoning and the disease from SAI contaminants in everyone's body all the time, every day. These are leading to immune disorders that are chaotic, turbo-cancer developments. Autoimmune diseases, neurological disorders need to be emphasized in our presentations, all of us, to each other, and say it is our time to heal ourselves, our planet, and our lives. And I said to Dane, "Please let me know how I can assist you in any way. I want to share with you a personal note. I live at High Hawk Land Sanctuary, 10 acres on the Enoree River in Fountain in South Carolina. I saw the implications of the aluminum particles in 9 days of rain last month, destroying the blessed environment I took for granted. 9 squirrels that woke me up every morning at 7 o'clock outside my bedroom window were all dead. I saw a dead raccoon laying in the woods. The blue-green algae harvested by the Cherokee in this river for winter food, all discolored, dead, and toxic. It was all real and very tragic, and it breaks my heart as I pay for God's grace. And then High Hawk Holistic Research Center was born in my heart and in my spirit. And I'd like to share with you what I'm seeing in everyone and in the contamination of our food, our environment, and our lives, and make this as real as it possibly can be so that we can reverse this now. And I know we can, because Tommy Trevette's True Blue, everyone needs it to bind these nanoparticles I'm going to show you. Kate and I have been in research for a year, seeing the complete reversal of degenerative diseases. And why is that? Because Tommy told you, it's about electrons. We need to keep our electrons and our protons spinning at the right frequency in every cell of our body all the time. And then our cells reproduce in a healthy manner. And then we recover our God-given health. And we can do it. And we can do it together. And you're going to spread the word. So let me show you some existential truths. Okay, we'll just go from slide to slide. Trying to be efficient. That's our truth. This is my High Hawkland Sanctuary. This is the view from my porch every day. It's so wonderful. It's a God-given gift. But look. But I found that you can actually pray them away. And so I work on that. And they will disperse. Try it sometime. Now, this is the fake matrix. This is what they're trying to do, is rewire our body in every way they possibly can so we become transhuman and they're robots. Again, computer codes that are sending out frequencies and all the antennas. And Doug's going to talk about this. Doug Allen, my first intern, wonderful. He's my EMF expert because we're being killed by electrical frequencies. There's the chip in the body. See how the frequencies are coming from these materials? Again, chips in the body, picking up frequencies. You see, the contamination is so severe that this is just one drop of blood, one drop of urine, one drop of saliva under the microscope. We have to demagnetize ourselves, thank you, Dr. Kate, and we'll take these nanoparticles out of our bodies. Again, a chip. We'll just keep moving through this because the idea is there. We're contaminated. Next one. And these are blood clots forming and other contaminants in the body that grow from frequencies. Now, these are hydrogel nanoparticles that I have never seen before in 40 years. They're making up microorganisms that magnetically attach themselves to our organs and deliver the toxic microbial contaminants leading to cancer and autoimmune diseases. This is graphene oxide, and these are the blood clots that you would see forming that led to the deaths of the athletes. You may have heard of the athletes that died of heart failure. Some had blood clots over 3 feet long in their bodies. Again, more of a toxic load in the system. And this is the form of the delivery of cancer and turbo tumors. Because this graphene oxide, this big black blob that never was in the body 3 years ago, is now magnetically attaching itself to organs, and then the yeast and fungus that cause cancer and autoimmune diseases are delivered into the organs. Much of the same. Fungal forms with heavy metal poisoning, and that's the aluminum particles we were showing. The aluminum particles that Dr. Kate shows you Also, the aluminum particles I had analyzed on the quantum computer, and they were coated with luciferase. I heard Bill Gates talk about luciferase in the DVD about vaccine ingredients. Luciferase. I think it's a nerve toxin. Again, these are the crystals that are being introduced into the body that are 5G receptors, picking up disease-causing frequencies. They stick in an organ. People may feel it like tingling, neuropathy. In the brain, it's the definite trigger of dementia, ADD, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease, all the neurological disorders. And True Blue will take these out of the body. We talked about parasites. When I was in school in 1972, Helga Clark said, every cancer has a parasite component. Yes, correct. And now they're introducing parasites in this graphene oxide we're breathing in our food, our water, and our air. That's why people are having profound benefit from ivermectin and fenbendazole in cancer treatment. That's the reason. This toxic load is strangling the lungs. People talk about mucus in their lungs, they can't breathe. And that's what it looks like. That's what needs to be expelled. This is the neurochip of Elon Musk. Fortunately, I have to say, this is a urine sample. But this is what he has said he wants to have in everyone's brain by 2030, a neurochip. And that's what they look like. And this is more of this toxic webbing that we were talking about, strangling the nerves. These are amulets for your pets. Let's not forget about our pets. Our pets are doing the same things we are. They have to be protected against EMF radiation. And these are medallions, and that's why I'm wearing here. This is my EMF protection that I wear to neutralize the smart frequencies coming into my energy field that Dr. Kate showed you the picture of. So don't forget your pets. Also, this is a magazine I would highly recommend you taking a look at. They have over 100 DVDs that expose every form of the conspiracy. So anything that you're interested in, any aspect, this information is available for you through this publication. And directed energy weapons are the truth on us. This is what we're saving. This is an eagle flying down my river. What a miracle. I am the Lord your God who exercises kindness, truth, justice, and righteousness upon the earth. For those I delight upon. Jeremiah. And that's all of you. And that's why you're here. Because you are the people. And I'm proud to be with you. If you have any questions about what I offer in my practice, I'm involved in a lot of research at this time, but I can see 4 people per week, and the appointment to be seen for a body chemistry analysis takes 4 hours. And there are 8 key areas of healing I evaluate. First, food incompatibility and allergies. The number 1 cause of inflammation in the body and immune suppression is food incompatibility. So I test 75 common foods and design the perfect food program. A lot of my clients have said to me, hey, when I changed my diet, it was like a miracle. Yeah, you want the food that your body can process and convert to energy. Also, through the microscope, I evaluate yeast, fungus, bacteria, parasites through urine, blood, saliva, under the microscope, and you'll see it on a screen, and you'll understand yourself. Evaluate for toxic environmental poisons for elimination. Air, water, and food toxins are evaluated. With the quantum computer, I evaluate 170,000, mind-boggling, functions of the body, and this was developed by NASA while they were monitoring the astronauts when they were in space. And they wanted to measure every function they could identify. They identified 170,000. I have their software. So you be an astronaut, and I'll tell you the level of function of your body. Heavy metal poisoning is detoxified. I make individualized homeopathic remedies for the person. That's why the appointment takes a long time. I have a regenerative individualized formula, and I have a regenerative formula. You detox one day, you regenerate the next, and it supports all the systems of your body that need to be nurtured. And then I look at referrals. I do a spinal evaluation, and I suggest whether or not you need a massage therapist, a chiropractor. Most people probably already do. And I address emotional trauma and stress. I do individual, couple, and family therapy. Usually doesn't take a long time or very many appointments, but people need support as they go through the process of changing their lives. This path of healing was developed by Dr. Brian Artis. You probably have heard of him. Also the Health Ranger. And I have studied with Dr. Brian Artis, Dr. Edward Group, Mike Adams, the Health Ranger, Dr. Judy Muklovic, Dr. Lee Merritt, Dr. Scott Bell, Dr. Peter McCulta, Dr. Robert Malone, So I have the ear of the most brilliant people on this planet, and they have helped me very much in developing a way for us all to recover. Thank you so much for your time.